Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Healing Conversations. My name is Einav Avni. I'm an energy healer and an empowerment coach. I always get confused when I introduce myself. I mainly work with people suffering with chronic pain and chronic illnesses to help them heal or reduce their pain. This podcast is all about healing chronic pain and chronic illnesses. So, all I really want is to bring some new messages or hope or alternative ideas for people who are suffering and just, yeah, bring some hope into the world. So let's get started. With me today is the wonderful Annie Papazian. Annie, so lovely to have you here. Welcome.
Hello, Einav. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so grateful to be here with you. And like you said, share our message.
Yes, yes, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation. I know we are sharing a lot of common interests together. So let's get started and tell us something, anything about yourself.
Besides being fabulous,
Of course.
now I am, as we're starting with chronic pain, that is my passion, helping people get out of pain. Some maybe been in pain for a day or two, some, for years. Those are the different type of clients that I see in my clinic. And, just helping them get out of pain, not to manage their pain, to get out of pain. That's such a rewarding, amazing feeling when you help someone make a difference in their life. And even doing this for almost 3 decades, I still get so excited. Sometimes I get more excited than they do. So,
Yeah, that's always good actually. Let's get diving into all of this. So tell me what got you started on this topic.
most of the time, practitioners, people get into these healing industries, modalities because of their personal journey. And mine wasn't that. Mine was pure frustration and honestly, like pissed off that people living with chronic pain go to their doctors and doctors say, that's normal for your age. Or living with pain becomes their new norm. They just kind of say, well, this is the cards I was dealt with, and I'm just going to figure out how to live with this. And that frustration got me into specializing in pain resolution. And that's why I don't call it pain management. And when people say you're a pain management practitioner, I'm like, no, I'm a pain resolution practitioner. I either get rid of your pain or I don't. We don't manage pain.
Mm.
So, and it's so important because solutions are out there. I'm not saying mine is the only solution. There are so many wonderful, amazing solutions out there, but so many people do not know. And that's why I love doing, different podcasts, connecting to wonderful coaches, practitioners like you that help people, because one of the solutions is going to be that magic one for one person that they never thought of, that they didn't know existed. So that's why, to get out there and share as much as we can, because that one person gonna listen and it's going to be the magic bullet for them.
Yes, no, absolutely. And I think I just want to add to that is it's because I noticed that a lot when people go to see the doctor and the doctor said, "Oh, I don't know," or "There's no cure," or as you say, "It's normal for your age." Then people say, "Oh, I believe that," and then that's when they stop trying and they really, as you say, believe that they will always be this way, and then they're already preparing to compromising on the quality of life and now thinking, okay, how am I going to basically compromise with my life around this topic? And it's so important to say, hey, hang on, it doesn't have to be like that. So I'm really happy that we are sharing that because it's so important. It really is so important to bring this message that there's more ways than just whatever the doctors are saying.
Agree. Just giving people even just the hope or something, sometimes the clients come to the office and because most of the clients I get at the office, there's referrals. and someone told them you gotta go see them. Sometimes they don't even know what I do. They're in my office, they're like, I don't even know what you do, but so and so told me I have to come and see you. I've been in pain, and my favorite thing they say, I tried everything. And I'm like, what's everything? They name a couple of things. I'm like, yeah, that's not everything.
Yes, not
You
everything at
know?
all.
So yeah, it's just even just giving them hope or saying that's not that's not your destiny. That's not how you should be living forever.
Yeah.
It's like almost sometimes we have to convince them that no, you can get better. Just don't give up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm wondering, so what is your go-to method that you do? How do you help people reduce or change or heal the
So
chronic?
most of the time, my approach, I'm a manual therapist first and foremost. I started almost 3 decades ago as a massage therapist, but my massage foundation is from back in college in Armenia, where I studied massage, which was part of mainstream medicine. Even till this day, in Russia and some European countries, they offer medical massage to doctors, to MDs, as a continuing education. So that was my foundation, pain resolution, not the spa type massage.
Mhm.
So mine is and I don't nowadays, I don't do massage. I do very advanced, unique manual therapy techniques, but it's hands on. I have to palpate the body, feel what I feel. But my main approach is not, oh, I feel this muscle is tight, let me release that muscle. No, I'm looking at the central nervous system level, because if you have some type of especially chronic pain, your body's out of balance. And our body is such an amazing put together machine that given the right opportunities, it would heal itself. So with the techniques, my go-to first techniques are how I can bring your central nervous system into balance, into homeostasis. And that's where my first go-to is.
Yeah. And so more in more practical terms, can you tell us or share with us a story of someone that came to you and that's what you've done, and what next? What does it look like for them?
Okay. So, oh my God, there's so many stories, but one really cool one and a recent one. I have a local dentist where my office is in a medical plaza, medical building. So we have about like 7, 8 dentists there. And I do amazing intraoral release for like TMJ for jaw issues. So the dentist sent me one of his patients. And as soon as she came in, she's been in pain for months. And right away, you can tell she's very like fight or flight right here. Like even for me to go and like palpate to test her body, she was like withdrawing. And all of a sudden, she starts crying because she's so frustrated. She was in so much pain for months. And in November, she has a wedding coming up, her own wedding. So she's like, I'm frustrated, I'm in pain, I cannot even concentrate. This is supposed to be like the happiest time in my life to prepare my wedding, to get ready, all that stuff. So the first technique I did on her is I call it global down regulation. It's a simple technique, and it works so well. So I'm going to just kind of, if it's okay, show. You
Yes, please.
get a pen or pencil or a straw. I don't care. In my office, actually, I have, because I share a room with a massage therapist who does very relaxing massages. So he has this wooden spoon there. So I just use that wooden spoon because all I need is a thing like this. So I put a pen or pencil like this. So the ring finger stays out. The ring finger
The ring finger.
stays out. And you spread your fingers, but only the ring finger stays out. See, you have your index finger also. No, yep, and spread them like that. If
Okay.
you do
Yes, I'm
that,
with you.
yeah, you do that on both hands.
Both hands.
See, like this.
What did you say? Okay,
like that.
I think
Yeah,
we're good.
like that. So you're laying down, you put your hands over your head with this, and what you do, you point your feet and curl your toes under.
Mm,
You close your eyes and you wait for about a minute. With closed eyes, sometimes I'm just either I have them do this or I hold their finger with my finger like this.
mm-hmm,
And we're holding closed eyes. I just have them just regularly breathe, do normal breathing, but I would ask them to collect some saliva in their mouth, hold on for a few seconds, and then swallow. And after 1 minute, when I go back and test, they don't have that withdrawal reflex anymore. Because what it does, it calms down their sympathetic, the fight or flight nervous system, and it stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. It just relaxes them. So I tell them to do that morning when they wake up, before they go to bed. And it's amazing. It's very calming. So that client, we did that, and all of a sudden, she was just like the 10 years of just weight went out, of her body. And even the pain that she came with, it didn't go away, of course, just from that one technique, but it just subsided. Now she allowed me to actually put gloves on, go inside her mouth, and do what I needed to do to release her jaw. But just from one session, she said she was 90% pain free, and she's been in pain for months. So, just addressing that for your listeners, please do that technique, and maybe you can put comments when you watch this video. That'd be great. We'd love to
mm.
hear from you.
Yes, that would be amazing. Wow, so that is a really really nice, cool technique to calm and to change immediately. What other techniques are you using?
Oh my God, I love, one of the things I love is teaching self-help techniques for people. And a lot of the techniques is that I can teach has to do with the job, because so many people, especially, I'm living in Los Angeles, there is no shortage of stress. Just for you to go from one location to the other, from point A to point B, if you have to get on a freeway, that's just a mountain of stress just to be in a bumper to bumper traffic. And before it used to be certain times of traffic, now it's most of the time, it's all the time. So so with stress, people clench their jaw and grind their teeth. So many people grind their teeth whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
So one really simple technique that I love to teach them is how to relax the jaw muscles. So usually I would have people just palpate their jaw, like here,
Hmm.
and just to see the tightness. They're looking for tightness. They're looking for almost like we call it crepitus or like rubbery feeling. And then feel the difference between right and left. Does one side feel tighter, thicker? You know, what's the difference? So then the technique goes like this. You put your thumb behind you have this mandible, the bone, just behind it. It's a softer spot. Do you feel that?
Hmm.
Okay, you put your thumb there. You give slight pressure, very slight. Make sure your head is neutral, because most of the time people concentrate on this and they end up doing this. Keep your head neutral. Now, while your thumb is there, your tongue, you're going to be pressing to the roof of your mouth. Once you do that, do you feel under your thumb it becomes harder,
Hmm.
almost like rubbery? That's the whole technique. You hold that for about 30 seconds. As you're holding that, I'm going to tell you what it does. It relaxes the chewing muscles, your masseter. It relaxes your temporalis. And after holding for about 20 to 30 seconds, you go back and you test here, and you should feel the difference. Uh,
Mm.
I have a client, when I taught her this technique, she goes, Ani, every time I feel stress coming on, I do that and I don't clench my jaw anymore. So these are like very simple techniques, but they work. They work beautifully.
Yes, and they're more instant, I guess. So what about, how long do you usually see your clients with chronic pain? How long?
Oh, I have a very high client turnover, which is, I consider it compliment,
Hmm.
because depending on how long they've been in pain.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
No problem. With people with chronic pain, it's not just me doing the techniques and working on them or teaching them techniques. With the chronic pain, we're looking body as a whole, as you know. So sometimes their pain is because they have also digestive issues, or they have some kind of, urine energy practitioners, there are energetic blockages, which I don't usually address them. So when I do my part, which is the first thing is the manual therapy approach. And then if I feel like, okay, your body pain is because you have digestive issues or you have constipation or you have something else going on, depending how open the client is, I would suggest, okay, do you have any lab reports, like blood test reports that I can take a look at? Because it will give me some ideas. Or let's do genetic testing, because genetic testing it's not a diagnostic tool, but it will show me how does your body react to the foods you eat, the lifestyle choices you make. Then we can create very personalized plan that is unique to you. It's not like, oh, I did this diet and it took care of me. Well, it may work for one person, but it may not work or actually make their symptoms even worse. So when we do the genetic testing and I create personalized plan, that is just designed only for you, because as humans, we share 99.9% exact same DNA, but that 0.1%, that is the different DNA, that's what makes us very unique. And so based on our uniqueness, once we know it, then we can achieve success much faster. And it's a lasting success. It's not like, oh, I feel good for a month or two. So that's why a lot of times I may see clients few times, 3 to 5 times, again, depending on what is it I'm working with.
Hmm.
But and then they're gone. And some clients, I teach them self-help techniques. Like the other day, I run into a client who I haven't seen in few years. She's like, Ani, I know I miss you. I haven't seen you for a long time. But she goes, it's your fault. Those techniques you taught me for my lower back, as long as I do them, I don't have back pain. I love that. That is so amazing. You know? So
Yeah, yeah, that really is amazing. Yes. So tell me a little bit more about that. So someone comes to you. How do you decide which method to use? Um, Also, a little bit about the conversation. Like you say, sometimes people really, especially if they've been suffering from pain for a while, they don't trust anymore. They don't trust that someone can actually help them. How
unfortunately, yes, that's the case. And honestly, there is no one. I don't have like written down. I do this first and this, like 1 to 10, because in a conversation, one of my first things is, they fill out the intake form before they come into my office. So in an intake form, depending, sometimes people put very detailed information, like, what they've tried, what's going on, what worked. And sometimes they just put as just a very minor whatever I necessarily require for them to put down. So my questions would be, tell me like the symptoms, and then how did it start? What have you tried? What worked? What didn't work? because in a conversation from that, it may give me ideas of, okay, the root cause of their pain is coming from here, so I should be approaching this way. Or sometimes, I may try a couple of things and then I'm like, okay, it's not working. Like a great example, one day I had a client come in, and as we were talking, he was a regular, like a client that I see him from time to time. Whenever he has pain, he just comes in. So he comes in and for with the knee pain. And in a conversation, so I was saying like, hey, have you been? You know how like a client that I haven't seen in a while, we just kind of do a regular chit chat at first. So in a conversation, he mentioned that he's been having some digestive issues. So I go on, start working on his knee, and I have a few like a really great, cool techniques that I do. And so I did the techniques, and nothing didn't work at all. Then I remember that he mentioned that he's been having some digestive issues. So I went and I started working on his abdominals, did like a abdominal massage, visceral massage, went back, checked his knee, most of his pain was gone. And this is where, organ muscle connection, the energetic connection, that I was like, oh, so cool.
Mm.
So, just things like that. I don't know. Sometimes the client may say something in a conversation, and that would just like a light bulb will go on. And I would say, oh, this is what I need to do. You
Yes.
know? So,
No, that is really cool. Like, it's I guess the intuition and also of course what they're saying that makes you think about the system as a whole. But I think you mentioned earlier the lifestyle, the change, the how people are behaving, what they are going through, and for me that's a really important part of everything, because I know that sometimes people really do feel the pain, and they think, they feel like, I don't know where it come from, where did it start from, what is going on, and for me, when I have the conversations with them, I always want to know what happened just before, because a lot of the time there would be something there. For me, I'm looking for the emotional connections, and I will be able to say to people, look at all the stress, or something that happened in their lives that actually maybe they didn't think it was all that much, but actually it had a really important impact on their systems. And so all of a sudden, when they understand this connection between the emotional root cause, I always say, to how they're feeling, they are more they're more open to trying new things, because it's kind of like, I thought I was structurally broken, and then you have to fix me in this way. But now you're telling me it's more emotionally connected, and now I'm more open to the conversation. That's
yes.
just my experience.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree. And sometimes when a client comes in and says, I was fine and I didn't do anything, and all of a sudden I woke up and I have this pain. And that's when, like you said, I ask, what's going on in your life? Like, just, tell me. I don't need to know the details, but just kind of tell me what's going on in your life. Because, as you said, sometimes it's the emotional things that we don't even make the connection, or we don't think they matter. So we don't mention it,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
that is the, like you said, the root cause of the issue. And depends, the clients, like some of my clients are very open, they share everything with me, sometimes too much. So, but they know that whatever conversation they share in the office, it goes nowhere, it just stays with us. But for some people, especially if they're new clients, they just, they're very reserved, because, and I don't blame them. They don't know me. They don't, have that established that trust yet. So it takes, like, sometimes I tell the clients, it's like peeling an onion.
Yeah.
It's layers that we have to just open it up. I don't know what's underneath that layer, because sometimes when I release this, like sometimes I have clients say, oh, you've never done that with me. I'm like, well, because your body wasn't ready for it yet.
Mm.
Now we're at the layer of the onion that I can do that technique. or that approach, but I couldn't do before because your body wasn't ready for it yet. You
Yeah.
know, so it's exciting. It's fun because not one client is the same as the other one. So every time they're teaching me things, I'm learning so much from them, and it's fun.
Yes, I really really appreciate it actually. When I'm working with my clients, I also feel what you said at the beginning, that a lot of the time they feel so dismissed and so, you know, kind of like people don't have patience for them. Like maybe the doctors don't have patience for them, and maybe their families don't have patience for their, pain and suffering. And now it's like, what do I do? Because I feel the pain and I also don't know what to do about it, and no one will give me the time of day. And all of a sudden, whatever started in just the feeling the physical pain, now it's also becoming additional emotional stress of everything. And I find that when I work with my clients, it's really, people really appreciate being able to just have the conversation. And I saying, tell me what is painful. Let's talk about the pain. Let's talk about the frustration. Let's talk about the fears that are coming up because of everything that you're feeling, and all of that. It's For me, it's really, it's such a special thing to be able to work with people in this way.
You're so right. Sometimes people, like, whenever we're having conversations with people, would it be clients or just even some of our friends, sometimes people, they just want to talk. They're not looking for suggestion. They're not looking for your reply or you have the solution to. They just want to talk and share to with someone, especially a stranger, without judgment,
Mm.
without any, oh, I have this solution for you. It's like, no, I just want to share, let it out, and let it go. That's it. And
Mm.
just being an ear to that client that just wants to vent or share. And if I have any suggestion, I ask their permission. I'm like, are you open to a suggestion, or may I give a suggestion, without it just saying, oh, I have a suggestion for you. No, because sometimes people, they don't need it. They just want you to hear it, just the ear.
Yeah, yeah, just to hear them. Absolutely. So you mentioned, of course, the office and people are coming over. Uh, do you only work face to face, or do you also do online consultation?
I do online also. Like I, shared a couple of techniques. So sometimes I would do Zoom sessions with the clients, where I give suggestions, teach them techniques, and then all of the like nutritional and genetic testing, analysis and stuff. That's all done online.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And tell me, before we came online, you told me about some workshops that you're planning. Can you share a little bit about them?
Yes, I love doing workshops and collaborating with others amazing practitioners, because we can address the same issues from different angles, because my techniques may not work for you, but someone else's technique may work for you.
Hmm.
So in September, it's so exciting. I have few workshops coming up. September 20th with wonderful Canadian um, Denise Cambiati. We're doing mid-body pain release, where we're going to be teaching, I think, about 6 techniques, self-help techniques, for you to release your mid-body pain.
Mm.
And then September 28th, I'm collaborating with Dr. Jelena Shah, who's a pharmacist, and her specialty is diabetes, pre-diabetes. So we're doing a workshop on blood sugar, how it affects your overall health. My portion, it's going to be like joint pain, and are you maybe genetically prone to having more blood sugar issues, or more prone to having prediabetes or inclination to diabetes. So
Mm.
knowing that, what steps can you take? And then, as I said, there's a local couple of dentists do send me clients. So I'm doing an exclusive TMJ workshop with their clients. It's all online. But and then in October, um, I am collaborating with Linda. Oh my God, Mace Moss. meant. Sorry, Linda, I'm messing up your name, your last name. But I'm collaborating with her, and we're going to be sharing information on referral pain or a recurring pain. Actually, my apologies, recurring pain. For some people, your pain goes away for a short period of time, keeps coming back. Why? And then we're going to be sharing, bringing some examples. I'll be teaching some techniques. And Linda, she's a energy practitioner, just like yourself, and she'll be sharing how sometimes, as you mentioned, that pain could be because there's an energy blockage, and doesn't matter what techniques I do, it's not going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So those are these wonderful workshops that I have coming up, and I'm excited. They're going to be on my website, hosted on my website, the information very shortly. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I'll put them up. So,
No, and that's wonderful. Of course, the links to your websites and everything will be underneath wherever people are watching or listening to this conversation, so they can look it up and hopefully come and join. I mean, all three topics sounds really fascinating, and yes, really wonderful. It's so encouraging for me to hear about these collaborations, about more people out there that are kind of bringing this message of alternatives and hope, because like we said at the beginning, a lot of people, they're so shocked when they go to the doctors and they get diagnosed with something and they think, well, that's it. And here we are saying, actually, there's other things at least to consider. So I'm really excited for us people, for this movement of helping people see that there are alternatives, and it's not just about surgeries and painkillers and that kind of stuff.
yes. Well, they do have their place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Medications have their place for short-term use. The surgeries have their place.
Yeah.
When you break your leg or arm, whatever, you want to see a doctor and a really good surgeon to take care of it. But, doing preventative things for healthier, happier lifestyle, for you to keep the quality of your life. Doesn't matter if you're 20 or you're 80 years old, we all want to be able to do things because we may look, like I'm 54 and I have no issue with that, saying my age. I'm actually very proud of it. I love it. But in my mind, I'm still 20-year-old, you know? And I may do very mischievous things, but we always want to keep our quality of our lives, and making healthy lifestyle choices and doing preventative, whether it be techniques or whatever choices, lifestyle choices you make.
Mm.
That's what's going to allow you to keep that quality of your life well into your whatever age, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. One of my clients, I just found out her grandmother or great grandmother in September is turning 108. Can you believe it? 108.
Mm.
I was like, can I go and hang out with her? I want to hear everything from her. Like, imagine 108. She says, yeah, in the last few years, she's kind of slowing down. I'm like, last few years. you know, I love it.
Yeah, that's
So,
really awesome. Annie, thank you so much for being here with me. It was so wonderful to catch up and to really hear a little bit more about what you do and all the wonderful things you bring to the world. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
thank you, Einav. I'm so happy to be here to share with your audience, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.